Hi guys, welcome back to Bear Talks. I'm here with
Omar,
Anthony,
myself, Levi Pink,
Wayne Riley in the building,
and Martin.
Right, so today we're gonna continue to talk about what we was talking about last week. So
Part 2.
basically, part 2.
what happened last week?
Basically, we was talking about if your child was to tell you that they were gay, how would you feel about it?
Okay.
Oh yeah, Nicey can't be there today, so we're gonna have to roll with our Icy.
Yeah, Icy tried to duck out. He tried it. He tried to make excuses, but we know he tried to avoid it.
Lastminute.com.
That's what I mean by here.
Everyone just to replace that. I'll take that.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so I don't know. Me personally, last week I said that for me it's a thing where I don't have no say in what somebody chooses to do with their life.
Yeah.
And for me, I couldn't disown my child, like for any reason.
I could never.
You know, actually no. To be honest, not for any reason.
Nah,
there are some
never.
reasons that I made,
Yeah,
but you know, but not for that. You know, that's how you feel. That's your choice, and that's my opinion, basically.
Okay, cool.
You might also remember, and I'm going to give myself props, when we were talking about this last time, I said it wouldn't be real if we had this conversation and there wasn't someone that's actually from that walk of life here to speak. Otherwise, the comment section is going to go mad. You'd be like, how can you speak on this and none of you
people.
blah, blah, blah. It's a bit like a rapper, innit? If like he's talking all that crud stuff and then some real road man are watching you and it's like, yeah, but you ain't done that. And it's like, they're going to get mad, innit? So, you know, it was Levi's idea to bring a friend along who can give more closure on the situation. So that's what we got. Introduce yourself again.
Hello guys, I'm Martin.
See? So that was a suggestion of mine. I think you suggested it as well, innit?
I did suggest it as well.
Why so?
Man, so we'll give you the B selection of the props.
But like obviously it's an adult conversation.
No, of
to
course.
Be honest, because I've had this kind of question brought to me like in like mad hypotheticals.
Yeah.
And it kind of gets jarring because it turns into a trolling thing because I'll be honest with you, I don't know. It's like hard to me. It's like what's that song? No, not song. It was in that film. Set It Off. What's the procedure when there's a gun in your face? I don't know, innit? I don't know.
Well, the thing is this, innit?
Until you're there.
The way I look at it is this. I think as much as we are a people as a culture, it is each to your own individual, because at the end of the day, some people are going to be more harder and serious. I understand why some people would disown their, I'm not saying it's right, I understand why some people would disown their family for being homosexual, because they've come up in these communities and they are strong pillars or deacons or, do you know what I mean, certain strong pillars in their community or within their religions. And their family name has had legacies, and when I say legacy, I mean years and years of being a certain way.
Yeah.
So I can understand in that sense why some people would disown that legacy. To be honest with you, if certain things happen in the royal family, you're not going to hear about it.
Of course you're not.
Because it's going to tarnish their legacy and their family name.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, to be honest with you, I get why it would happen. Disowning your child, the fact of the matter is, this is the way I look at it, yeah? As a parent, you're supposed to be guidance. Your child is going to make their own choices and what have you not. But if your child is a reflection of you, and your child turns out to be a homosexual or a lesbian or what have you not, and you feel that that's wrong as a parent, then share your opinion on what you think I'm going to say, but would you, I know you are, Pinky, would you, I feel like, if you feel as a parent and that's wrong, then you as a parent went wrong.
No.
Stop. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about based on the opinion of that parent. If you as that parent feel like that is wrong, then you as a parent done something wrong if your child is a reflection of you. At the end of the day, I'm not saying, right, that's wrong for them to be a...
I understand what you mean.
So I hope you can get what I'm saying, because I'm not trying to pay no disrespect to say, you've chosen to be homosexual, you're wrong. But at the end of the day, if you as a parent are so strongly from this community or whatever, and you feel like your child is supposed to be a reflection of you...
People, where it boils down to, that's naturally what somebody feels. and nobody is a reflection of anybody realistically. It's like saying that, you know, if a guy says, oh, you like some girls I hang around with are kind of like a bit slutty, then I must be a slut too. Why? Do you know what I mean? I'm my own person. He's not drinking. So clearly, people aren't a reflection of what they're around or who they've been around. People are their own individuals.
One thing I'll say to what you said, and the key thing you mentioned was about religion, because I feel like a lot of it
comes from
right or wrong. Actually does come from religion.
Yeah, a lot of it stems from religion. Yeah.
As well. Like even if you think back to in the days, like being an homosexual was like against the law, and people were getting killed and stuff for.
Yeah, in the 1950s, I'm talking like the 1950s, 1960s. I believe you was a homophile and it was illegal.
Yeah, and it was a problem.
Yeah, until it became homosexual in like I said, 1950s, 1960s kind of time.
So in that respect, I could understand that like society today may not still understand what it is for somebody. It takes you know, a whole village of people to come around and accept the idea that some people are gay.
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. To counteract what you said, I know this is the thing. This is the thing. I don't think people. I don't think people are still trying to figure out what this thing is. People know what the homosexual, and they know what it is. What's happening is people are being very crude about it. Now it's a vicious circle because you've got it being thrown in some people's face. Now, at the end of the day, I don't have a problem with it. You do what you do. It's not my business to tell you to sleep with what to do. You understand? Yeah. Right. But when it's being flung in my face, that's when I have a problem with it. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah. So this is the difference between throwing it in somebody's face. Like, I don't like seeing anybody kissing.
No, not do I.
It's a man and a man,
not do I.
And a man, and a woman and a woman. I don't want to see your public.
But again, from what you're saying, it's due to the fact of like before, everyone it was drummed into our head it was wrong, like to be gay and everything else. It was just what was drummed into people's heads. So, but we're now getting to a stage where we're making decisions for ourselves, but you're still triggered by what's been programmed in your past. So even though you're cool with it, you're fine with it, you think like everything's alright, there's no issues, but then when you see it, you just feel like...
Sorry, can I just ask Martin what he feels?
No.
No, Martin's a star player right now. Like, I want to hear Martin.
I generally don't know what to say.
You go good.
Obviously, I generally don't know what to say because I did come out to my parents, but they didn't really say too much. But you know, as in that face, and when you looked at each other, they sort of knew already.
When
I was young, when I was playing with little dolls, they sort of knew. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
So can I ask you, Martin? What age did you come out to? And can I just ask what came out? In two questions, in a joint question, what age did you come out and how did you come out?
So basically, I've done this really, really wrong, and nobody never do this. So basically, I came out to my friends in secondary school, was one of the populist boys with, you know, then I lost all my friends, and when I got to year 10, year 11, I ended up becoming much more popular because people respected me, and then people started to come out. Girls were coming out, boys were coming out. It was just weird. And then obviously, not until like recently, I must have posted something because I've done a little campaign for Pride, and someone from church screenshotted it and sent it to my mum, and then that's how they sort of found out. And I really couldn't say no, and that's when. But they were a bit upset. But you know, as in like they sort of like knew already.
It's like, oh. Damn, I was hoping, but I get that.
But I didn't get.
What's your background?
I didn't Angolan, so I'm African.
Okay.
But I feel like my family back home they'll have a lot to say.
It's different cultures.
And in the religion, and they are Jehovah's Witnesses.
There we go.
My parents.
So that's
the thing. But really and truly, what they can really do is, you know, I'm a grown adult now, and I'm 21, so I'm gonna be like literally leading my way in the world soon, anyways, on my own.
So. The reality of it is, any parent can tell you no. Any parent can say no, don't be gay. But it doesn't stop you.
But therefore, they said to me, "You're not bringing no boys in this house." I was like, "Okay, that's cool."
Yeah. No, that respect, I can understand it. But
you got siblings?
I've got siblings. My brother is quite. My middle one's
How old?
He's 16, quite road. Like he's a bit like.
Is he allowed to bring girls home?
I'm not that I'm aware, but he not that I'm aware of. But he's had girls whilst my parents was not there, like when they were FC.
Yeah, as we do.
That basically means in your household, no one can bring no.
I think so, or like we can bring like friends, but I think
they ain't no.
Ain't no sisters.
No, I've got no sisters. I've got two brothers. Yeah.
Both young.
Yeah, both young.
So can I ask? And I don't mean to highlight, but Can I ask how I'm intrigued, how your family feel? Like, how do your brothers, what's your brother's take on that?
My one at 16, because he's a DJ and he puts all, you know, what's in bam in my chichi man down, all them types of songs, you know. He loves them songs. He's 16. He's 16 and I get really sort of, I don't know what to say. Obviously, I can't really talk about guys too because he likes girls, isn't it? Like, he's straight.
Yeah.
So it's a bit weird sometimes. He just doesn't really say much. He just looks at me. He goes, "Alright, just do you in it." Like.
Yeah. Which again.
But I think with his friends, they're not intertwined to it yet because you know.
Again, I think it's being comfortable with sexuality. And some people are comfortable enough to be able to. The thing I can sit down and talk to you about. I can talk to you about boys. Like, have you talk about boys and sexual life? But
I don't think I would introduce him to my boyfriend though, because I'd feel a bit, you know.
Yeah, and this is just. I don't know. I'm an empathetic person, so and I've grown up with like one of my mum's friends is transgender. Another one of my mum's friends is gay. Transgender. He dresses as a woman sometimes. You know, like I've grown up around a lot of gay people, so for me, I've seen a struggle almost that like psychologically just by looking at somebody what they may be going through, and I think it's quite unfair. Like, do you feel it's kind of hard, like feeling that way that you can't be yourself? Like that must be really difficult.
It's very, very difficult.
Like, so, and when people turn around and have this idea that maybe that, I don't know, I just don't even like to say it, that's what it is, but that it's not natural.
It's not natural,
so, and people are telling you what you feel, but you know what you're feeling, and you wouldn't be doing it otherwise. But do you get what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not gonna lie, like for me, like growing up, I wasn't a fan. I didn't like gay, whatever. To me, it was just wrong because my upbringing was from church, and
most black folks, church.
No, but like we were kind of like hard into it. So but not in a bad way, in a good way. And so I was always taught and shown, and you know, part of the Bible that would say what it says. I don't believe in. I don't believe in most of that anymore.
So no, I can give my five because I pay respect to mum. Sorry, mum.
But it's fun because I grew up in
I'm saying,
religion.
As my time went on, it's more of a each of their own kind of thing.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you, but what it is, and to more hit on your point is, we was told, and most of us grew up going to church because we was told we had to go to church. But as you get older, you start to be able to adapt things, because remember what we've been saying about religion's more a cult, and spirituality is what you feel. So to be honest with you, I agree with you. I think everybody has been able to. No, not everybody, because some people are ignorant sheep, and they've just. I know. I read it, but a lot of us. We've had to, and especially in our generation, the generation of technology when information is just out there for you.
People get confused along the way as well. They hear things and they don't interpret it correctly. Like when I heard from like Sodom and Gomorrah, whatever, like all the weird things going on in the Bible. What I took from that is that people were acting beastly and ghastly. All people. I didn't take it as if, men might have been sleeping with them, women might have.
But that's what they saw as beastly at that time, so that's how they would have described it.
And also, it's like, well, some things, if it's unknown to you, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Like, if something's in the unknown, if I don't know something, people are fearful of it as well. So when you had this thing, when we were talking last week about homophobic, I personally feel that kind of sometimes that is an okay word, because I think people are.
Some people are scared of what they don't know, and that is true. But then, that is true. But then, even in that, as character building, to develop, you have to face fear. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have to. I mean, like, it's
for me because I didn't get.
Well, the thing is,
forced to believe something. I was forced to believe that everybody.
A lot of it depends on your upbringing.
I was never forced to believe any certain way of people at home. I was never forced to believe to this obviously this person. I was always obviously taught to love everyone no matter what.
That's it. Yeah. I grew up in a home of respect.
And that's part of the contradiction I say in regards to that religion and Christianity of it, that they would say all these things that I shouldn't judge and all that stuff. But literally everyone lived their life by doing that, by judging others.
No.
I say,
Well, no, finish it. Oh,
No, it's cool. By literally judging others and pointing fingers and just feeling like, oh yeah, I'm this and you're that because it says in this book. But
it is full of contradiction.
And it's very selective of what people will pick and talk about, because that's when like you can always challenge people and
it is full of contradiction because no one sin is bigger than any other. That's the fact.
So to piggyback off your point and to go back to something that you said about parents, you said earlier that if a parent has a problem with that lifestyle and then the child turns out that way and you feel there's something wrong with them, then you should blame yourself. You said something to that effect, basically.
Not necessarily blame yourself.
Repeat what you said.
I said, this is what I said, and I'm trying to word it so that people. What I said was this, basically: if you as a parent, listen, no, Pinky, allow me now.
You're Pinky allowing me.
That's what I'm saying. You're all up on me, allow me now. Right. So I said, if you bust something up. Right, so here's what I'm saying. If as a parent, your child's a reflection of you, yeah? Right. Now if your child's a reflection of you and you as a parent feel like that's a wrong lifestyle, you come from this religious background or whatever you know, and then I feel like you done something wrong. Do you know?
Look within.
Yeah, and this is yes.
Right,
this is what I mean. Look within. Do you know what I'm saying? To you? It's not just yourself to blame, but there's other.
Wait.
It's funny. Probably because my dad's thinking that I'm not trying to say our relationship has changed, but it's a bit old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Probably that. Probably they are thinking within themselves.
Of course,
but they weren't going to say it to me necessarily.
Of course, because it's a hard thing to admit that you done wrong, and especially with something like your child. I don't know if any of you lot are parents, but you're a parent. I'm a parent. I've got a son, so for me, not to say if he would turn gay, but if he would turn a rape, I'll give you a better example. If my son turned a rapist, that's something that will make me disown and I'll chop up your blood clot for that. I'll cut you up for that.
That's an extreme example, but I let everyone land. Wait, I let everyone land and my G4 still flying. I'm a parent, innit? My son is 20 next week.
Jesus Christ, I need some advice, bro. Cause you're a veteran. Right. You're a veteran. Your son's a big man now. Yeah. You got a big working man. Are you getting pocket money yet?
Are you mad? Right, so boom. What I'm saying is this year, what parents sometimes forget to do, and it's more the parent angle I'm speaking on, and this is why I agree with what you said about the parents looking at themselves. When a child turns out a certain way, they get all the A's, they get the good grades, they do good in school. But like say if it's a woman and like she's raising a kid by herself, she'll take the props, fam. She'll be like, yeah, you know, did this by myself. You know, I think we all said this one time. We was having a conversation. Like, you know, I did this myself. My son, he did it. We did it without the dad or whatever else. The parents want to take the props. But when your kid's drilling and doing the matting,
come get your child.
No. When you're making the excuses, then it's the dad weren't there, or the parents weren't doing their job, or the government's getting involved. Like, don't take the praise, but then don't take the negativity.
And
that's what I'm saying.
Well, this
so boom, and then when I had this conversation, someone said, "Yeah, well, what if your son, you know, turned that way? Would you own?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I'd own that. If my son did the mad thing, I'd be like, it's my fault." Because at the end of the day, man, no.
Blood, can I just, alright, let me, before you do that, before you do that, let me just strengthen your point. Because right, and this is where I look at it. I grew up an orphan, yeah? My parents, my mum died 95, my dad died 96, you see what I'm saying? I have my uncle. Now, as much as I have my uncle, and being a parent now, what I've realized in conjunction to me saying I've had my uncle is, there's a difference between being a parent and being a legal guardian. And nowadays there are a lot of legal guardians, but there are not a lot of parents. And I'm talking about parenthood is, you see for me, why I get frustrated with things nowadays, or why people lie to me, because when I was a youth, when my parents died, people would do that, oh, you know, everything's gonna be alright, and life is a fucking battlefield. I would have rather you prepared me for what is to come. And that's what a lot of parents ain't doing. A lot of parents ain't preparing their child for what is to come, giving their children the sense of that ownership of own what it is that you do. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So for that matter of fact, is why we have such problems now.
And
because the world wants someone else to take the problem for their child.
I'll respond to him as well in a minute.
Sorry, I get totally what both you guys are saying, and it's true. We have to, we have to be the best parents that we can be and give our children the knowledge that they need to grow in life. Definitely. But what I can honestly say from having a difficult path myself in my life and the way I've chose to go about it as the age that I am, I realised that there were some things that my mum could just not do. Do you know what I'm saying? She was only capable of being the human being that she was.
And I agree with that 100% all the time.
A lot of the time, like, there is a lot more we can all do coming together and putting out there and be less selfish in a sense. And I think it's a lot of.
You're right, but then it's about
actually putting yourself to a point and sometimes accepting as also that a child is who they are. Now, my sons can be a bit boisterous, can be a certain way. I'm nothing like that. It hasn't come from me.
That's true.
I own the fact that they're like that, but I don't make the person who the person is. Like you said, if your child decided to turn around and be a murderer, or be this sort of person, or be that type of person, you can't actually. Ownership is very important, but what I think, as you're always about spirituality, ownership comes based down to taking ownership of what you do, not what someone else has done, regardless of what they're doing.
Well, what you do a lot of time comes before that.
And they said, unless you forced it on them, unless you did make it be a thing, but sometimes you can overthink to a point and think, I made my child be that, I did something wrong, it was me, and you can't always do that.
Right, so tying into what you just said, and something that you said that I wanted to respond to, it goes right back to that whole selective thing that you mentioned. That's what I'm trying to say. People, they'll take accountability when it's convenient, and like what I've realised with a lot of parents here, they'll change the subject. They'll kind of change the levels of responsibility when it gets a bit too technical.
Yes.
Because most people, they think about things as if it's someone else's child, until it's their child.
That's what humans.
That's when it gets complicated.
That is what we do.
But a lot of people.
But that's what I kind of call a bit of cowardice as well.
Yeah. Of course it's cowardly.
It goes the other way as well, because the bit that no one's talking about, what if your son or your daughter ends up becoming extremely homophobic? Doing the mad thing. You're a boss boy. Because real talk, what if they become And this is why. That's the next thing. This is why I don't get on with most parents, because the thing with me is I take accountability for some of the stuff that my son does. But I feel that a lot of people don't do the same. And when that's the problem. When things get complicated, that's when they start hiding behind the Bible. They start picking and choosing what places they want to go.
Well, it's like
they start deflecting. I've seen bare parents do it. Like some of the conversations that I've had with other parents, and I've only got one son and a grandson. You get on trying to say, no. So the reason I haven't had no more, because I wanted to come to this level of understanding. But the thing is, if I would have had more kids after my first son, I don't think I would have been comfortable enough to get to that level of thinking, because I'd be too busy chasing my tail on the next year.
I'm there, bruv. This is why I've only had one child. I mean, I've thought about. Listen,
I'm gonna have more.
I'm gonna have more. But right now, this is why I've got one child at the moment. People who know me you got what? One child? What? He's 11, and you got one.
Yeah, I get that.
I get that all the time. But for me,
they almost expect you to have more, innit?
Yes, a lot because of who I am as well. But this is the thing, innit? Family is a very delicate thing, innit? And I don't want to have, from what I've seen from our past, the men are supposed to be the protectors and providers of their family. You're supposed to have a little organization. Same thing with the women, right? But hear me out. So when you have this whole thing of you got families scattered everywhere, and you got situations. I've seen men that have got kids here. They can't talk to that woman. They can't talk. Now there's no organization, so where can you? Me as the vision I have of myself is I'm the king. Whoever's that's the queen. So me having these kids all over the place doesn't then enable me to have that strength of having a family. Do you know what I'm saying? So you just got dribs and drabs here and there, rather than having a big old.
You know what? Like, I think not many people know the meaning of family just due to the fact that they haven't lived it themselves.
Because there's a difference between family and relatives, and people get that confused all the time.
That's not what I'm saying.
Go on, I'm sorry, okay.
I'm saying that, from the means that, someone have kids here, have kids there, proud of that. And to them, it could be from the fact of their background, not having that same individual around, that then they're doing the same thing, thinking it's the norm.
What I'm saying is, obviously, us man was talking, but we forgot about my man. So how did other people's parents go on?
some other people's parents, like my friends.
Friends, whatever.
So
like,
I'm going to touch base on my friend that hangs out with people that are, let's say, part of gangs, but they still don't know he's gay. And obviously from Tottenham, North London. And his mum knows, his sister knows, but she don't really. I don't know.
It's not been confirmed.
It has been confirmed, but his sister's she just goes with the flow. But if his friends were to find out, boy would get stabbed up, beaten up. I can't even fucking go see him because his boys would be like, yeah, who's this batty boy doing? Who's this batty man? And this is where.
And he feels the pressure, I'm guessing. He feels the pressure. Like, yo, like I don't know who this batty.
No. Not that I know of, but I know he's. I know.
But to keep up that.
I know he's got different friends in different circles. So he's got me, obviously his friend, and he's got his other straight friends, but he'd never put us in the same room as it'd be carnage. Do you know what I'm gonna say that thing?
But you gave a response, but like I mean specifically other people's parents though. Like how have they went on? Like have they said anything? Like how do they feel?
So for example,
do they treat you differently? Like
I know people that.
There's a reason I'm asking.
I've got people that I know that mothers and the fathers were calling pastors to come to the house because my son's a devil or stuff like that. I've got. There was one person I was speaking. I was like, wow. I've got experiences where people have just been like disowned, really, been kicked out of the house. Yeah, there has been.
So let's get this straight. And then before you said that there was people that was saying stuff like I don't know if you were just referring to just friends, but you said they were saying like that's wrong X Y Z. But if it was their kids, some of them know, some of them don't know. You were saying that as well, right?
No.
I don't know if I heard that right.
No.
He said the boy, some of his friends know, some don't know, but his mum and sister know.
Knows, yeah.
Right. So do you see what I'm saying about parents, fam? Yeah. Some of them know.
Yeah. True.
And they're not saying that.
No. He says he came out to his mum. Okay. He had to because a situation. But I don't want to get into it.
It was like it had do or die. It was do or die.
No, please. There's a reason I'm asking. It's important, fam. So what I'm saying is these parents know. What have they done? How do they feel? Like, what have they done about it? Like,
I think they've really just spoke. I mean, they've just like spoken to obviously their sons, and just said, you know what, like it is a tough world out there, and some really and truly like some have taken like taken longer to process because my friend's mum, it took her a long time to sort of process that they weren't speaking, still living in the same house, but they were not speaking for weeks. They were pissed.
So they're just getting on with it basically.
Yeah, now it's all right now. You know what I'm saying? Because she must have come with terms now. This is my son. I've got to accept it. I really can't reject him because he's a certain way. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That thing.
But then the other parents, they're literally sending pastors to your parents and doing.
Not my parents, but sending pastors to their sons. To their son, as into their sons and stuff like that. I said to my parents, I'm not speaking to no one because we call them elders. Jehovah's Witnesses call them elders. I said I'm not speaking to none of them. I'm fine. If I don't want to speak to none of them, I'm just going to get angry and it's just not going to.
I was more specifically talking like I said, how they treat you. So like I said, say for example, your brothers with a man over there. And his mum and dad, they feel away. Like, have they went on a way to you? Have they said anything? That's more what I was. That's more.
Like for example, friends' houses that you used to go to, and they didn't know you're gay. Yeah. Now that if they know you're gay, like maybe you might go to a friend's house now, and the mum or dad treats you differently. Do any of your friends' parents treat you differently?
I've not met a lot of my friends' parents, but really and truly, like I really don't know what to say. But however, I've met one of them, but one of them, she wouldn't say nothing to me when I was in the house, but my friend would tell me outside the house, they would say too much. Is he gay? Is he this? Is he that? Wow. And my friend would always say no, because probably because I wasn't out properly. Wow. Yeah.
A question. Like, sorry, what age did you come out again?
So year 9 to all my friends.
What age that is.
Year 9 is like 15. 15.
Okay, so at the age of 15. So you said you lost your friends, right? All your friends.
Yeah.
So people that used to chill before now. Yeah, I kind of like. I kind of get it, as in their stance.
At that age, yeah.
At that age, but now we all speak.
Of course,
they beat the horn. No, I was surprised, but all these people beat their horns to me, going Martin. It's weird because I'd never thought that they would change in that way. Because as time goes up, as you grow up, your mentality changes.
I think, do you know what it is as well? It's not only that. There's a lot of mentalities that change. There's a lot of people with a lot of.
Lesbians.
Say that again?
I think it's a lot harder for a guy that's gay then a girl.
Of course it is, because again, like I said, yeah, the other day. The thing is this, innit, yeah.
Cool with it, like.
It's crazy, but I think if you, and this is just a hypothesis, but I'm saying if you do a general consensus like questionnaire on, is it okay? Alright, if you ask people, is it alright, or would you mind seeing two girls kiss? I think you'd see a lot more people say yeah than no when it comes to. No, you know, like I said, in my younger years, two girls look good.
Every man you met.
Yeah, said I don't mind two girls kissing.
You've met me. You ain't heard me say that.
Not yet.
No, wait.
You ain't speaking on it.
That's what I was gonna say.
No, I haven't heard
No, I'm saying that.
I'd be lying if I said to you that two girls kissing didn't look good.
Men, like when I have this conversation, because I always get kind of irate about it, like I do, because I have two sons and like they might do certain things certain times, and it's like whatever, and it's like I might see a little boy that I think he might be gay when he grows up. I don't care if he is or if he isn't, but I know it's a natural thing. I've deeped it. Do you know what I mean? Of course, I don't understand because it's not me, but that's how I also understand it, because I wasn't feeling that young when I was young. Do you know what I mean? But clearly some people do. Like and I do honestly believe that, because I've met so many people and everybody is just so different, and it's like the bottom line of what I'm trying to say is that I just don't see the problem. Like, I don't see the problem with it. And when I hear people talking, obviously being like half Jamaican or whatever, like going around Jamaican people, like my children's dad's he's Jamaican, like his dad's Jamaican. It's just mad the things that they'll come out with, and it's like in every culture, it is mad for people to be gay, like, and it's crazy.
Do you think it's got easier, like
for people?
No, it has got easier for people. Like I'd say that it's easier for people to come out now than before.
Possibly, but I wasn't here before, so I can't speak on it because I'm
actually right. Yeah, true.
And when I did see my mum's friend, I remember seeing it.
For those of us that's seen, like I can see the difference of the change.
But my mum's friend's even older than you guys.
Even down to the songs that was been played.
I hope so.
He is turned into a woman now. He is now Amelia. Like he is no longer a man.
My friend is now Octavia, not Octavio. He's going through his hormones next month.
He was around.
It's changing.
How old is he?
Completely. He must be in his 20, 25.
My point I was trying to get to, right, is that also for me as a person, knowing how I felt before and knowing my point of maybe in regards to homosexuality and it not being right. Do you think, and this goes for everyone, this is a trick question, do you think that the media has played a big part in us kind of accepting it?
Fully, they perpetrated that, 100%.
Because like, for me, knowing how I was before and how serious it was, even down to the music that was playing, without I'm not going to make any music, but it's part of the culture and
it's been perpetrated quite a lot by the media.
No, I hear that part, but I'm speaking for the people that, there's a lot of people, especially in the black community, that are not. I know most people don't care. I'm saying I did, and I'm coming from that person as well that said I wasn't a fan of it.
So am I. I'll be straight.
I'm saying now. I'm saying that even for me to think that, if I'm like,
I was dead against it. I'll tell you straight.
Against what?
That's my point.
And both ways.
Dead against what?
Homosexuality, whatever. But
don't you think that
my point is,
I don't.
More based on because you didn't want it for yourself.
No.
As opposed to
because everything that was told to me. Remember, like.
I can't say I'm against it, but I'm not for it, and this is where I was saying. So, and this is what I'm not gonna fight against you. Oh, you're gay. I can't be. There's some man who be in a room and they're very uncomfortable.
Don't worry, because it's happened to me.
I get that. Yeah. So for me, but that's the thing. At the end of the day, that's just like it is where it is. Exactly. Like
what's been taken away from everyone anyway is the fact of like accepting tolerance. Like I don't have any issue with anyone being gay. I tolerate it but it's in the face of acceptance.
That's what. And when I say in the face, because you brought up the point of what do you mean when I say in the face, I mean You didn't always see. You got a lot of on the daytime TV, men and men kissing and what have you not. Yeah. Now you didn't even. Hollyoaks to Coronation Street to this one to that one to. Now the thing is, you've got it in adverts. You've got it in. You didn't.
It happened in that cartoon I watched called Young Justice.
Hold on, hear me out. You didn't even when we had the kissing thing going on. You know what I'm saying to you? It didn't used to happen as frequent. Yeah, that was late. Listen, I remember because LWT, London Weekend TV, and all them thing, the Darling Buds. Listen, let me tell you something. Yeah, all the kissing and them thing there never used to be as frequent. Even man and woman kissing. Yeah, so now we have man and man kissing. Again, like I said, it's what you do. I know it's what you do, but I don't want it.
Just to add, before we go on to the gay pride, like about what you were saying about the media and stuff, are forcing it to people.
They are.
I understand where you're coming from because, like, a few days ago, my daughter was watching a cartoon. And
What, Justice League or something? One of them ones there?
No, but the villain is, like, basically.
She's out. He's a man and a woman. No?
Let the man finish now.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to guess it like his catchphrase, you
I'm
know.
going to put the name of the villain at the bottom of it, yeah. But the villain had breast, shaped like a woman, but it was a man's voice.
Okay.
So spoke like a man, but just in a woman's.
Look at that little brat. So threatened by maturity.
Ma'am? Are you almost done? I'm really not that good at flying it.
What sort of evil game shall we play with 12 and her chump sidekick today?
Chump sidekick. Good one, ma'am.
I know the perfect spell. If you're so afraid of growing up 12, try this baby on for size.
But I just don't see anything wrong with that because if there are people like that, it's like, show it. At the end of the day, like, I didn't think there was anything wrong with teaching children.
I think it's about time for people to start knowing.
I remember a girl being in my primary
people are different and people,
her mum was a lesbian, and imagine. But imagine this girl used to get pussy.
But they all say it starts from young, doesn't it?
Yeah,
No, but I'm saying the age, especially for kids, like between the age of 1 to 5.
Oh no, 1 to 5. I wouldn't expect, because I do want children in the future. I wouldn't expect my 5-year-old to be looking at that. But obviously, when it gets to sort of probably, I feel she's 7.
Yeah, and this is a cartoon for children.
I think 7.
But then it's the same thing. It's a cartoon.
I think 7's alright.
For any of those things, because you know, like you say 7's alright, but it's still selective of what would agree for kids to be able to do at a certain age.
There's different 7s though.
No, not even that.
There's different 7s as well.
I'm saying, if we go down to like we was talking about simply on the top, cigarettes, right? 16, because they believe that you kind of can make a decision in that time to go along with that, or like what's 18. Or 21, and I'll keep going. There's put in to give you classification that you are an adult and you can make decisions. Then to then put it down to 7 or to like 8 or 9 or 10, I feel like it's almost like programming. Same thing I'm saying in regards to I was programmed a certain way to believe that it was wrong to be gay. It was all that stuff. It's now been programmed. It
is. I mean, even
I've got some experience.
It has to be accepted though.
There's tolerance. It's fine to tolerate it. There's no issue. I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. I'm saying for me, I'm literally on that tip of each their own. I actually do tolerate.
I've got some experience in what you're talking about, which is a bit unique from what any of you are saying. You're saying that it was in a cartoon, right? That was showing this. Now, I'm a graphic artist myself. I do animation, I do cartoon, storyboarding, keyframe animating. I'm the guy in it. So I know. But what I do know is that there's a lot of artists. Like it's very like it's saturated with a lot of artists. So a lot of them ain't breaking through in where they'd like to. So children's programs is one way. So it's like they clamour towards that. So in a way they get to put in some of the warped perceptions of what maybe didn't work, what they might have been. But wait, let me finish.
I'm going to build on your thing.
You're talking to the guy, innit? You're talking to the plug right now, fam. So let me land. What I'm saying is, a lot of these people, they didn't really land what they wanted to do, say, on an Adult Swim, like those channels that do like more mature content. So what sometimes happens is, because they don't get through there for whatever reason, it filters through into another area. You get what I'm trying to say, i.e. with the young children. So it might not even be that they're intending for it to be that way. It's just that's where their work ends up landing. I mean, I'm trying to say.
See, I know what you're talking about because I've got a brother who lives in Japan now doing like manga artwork. No. I get what you're saying. I mean, but when you look at it and think about it, now. Alright, cool. I'll make this last point quickly, just to build on what you were saying before we go into the next one. What you were saying, I mean, the fact of the matter is, all of us, if we go back into our childhood cartoons, you're gonna find an adult joke. You're gonna find adult jokes here and there. And I done it. Looking back at my cartoon, what is that? What that meant? There's no way he said that.
But you only get it when you're older.
Right, and that's where it is. So to be honest with you, there's a lot of that, but I think it's very in your face. It's very loud now. In the kids' cartoons. In the kids' cartoons of today. Do you know what I mean? Our stuff was very subliminal.
I just really personally don't think it's a bad thing. I honestly, sorry, just have to say.
No one's saying.
About a girl that I grew up with, because I grew up with this girl and she was in my school and she was being looked after by her guardian, which was her mum's ex-girlfriend. And everybody knew that her mum was a lesbian, hence due to a woman picking her up, that we knew wasn't her actual mum, but it was her mum's ex-girlfriend because the story got about the school. And people used to actually literally try and kick this girl and tell her she's a lesbian, you have to wear trousers, you're a lesbian, and blah blah blah. And it wasn't very nice because my mum used to look after the girl. She used to stay with me and I was her friend, but nobody else was trying to be her friend at times, and I had to integrate her in. And that's because of who her mum was. So if people are taught about it, if young children are taught that there's something, it is like you said, it's tolerable.
No, but I feel
like
the teaching come from home though.
Well, you got
the teaching can come from home, but a lot of homes are not doing it, and that's the problem with society. When you look at the world as a whole, anyway, and things that go on in the world, everything has to be taught through everywhere, and some people don't have the home training, so the school has to step in with some things. And
that's where we go back to the parenting thing, but.
Yeah, but not everyone's not that. Come on.
You know the problem with what you're saying though? Sometimes you bring up these scenarios and sometimes you'll even say certain things like it's a response, and I'm like, did anyone say that? It's like the person that you said said something that happened to the girl in school and X, Y, Z, that person's not here, fam. You get me? You weren't him. You get me? And I know like you two, you go at it, but it's not him, it's not him, it's not me, it's not my man over here either. Like sometimes these scenarios you're talking about, they're isolated incidents that happened there, you get me? I know people should be addressed for what it is, but like when you
No, but I'm saying my personal experience.
Yeah, I know, but that's
how I feel.
But that's what I'm saying.
I feel that
but that's how you feel, but sometimes when you say these things, you apply it, and what it is, you end up mixing the context of what happened over there and what happened over there, like it's all one people.
Yeah, that's
like,
not,
for example.
No, it isn't
Just
one
a
people.
quick question to Martin. Alright, you're homosexual and everything. Do you want to be a woman or?
No.
That's one thing.
I believe that therefore what God gives you, you should stay with. So therefore, I'm going to be a man and I'm going to use.
Before we break it, sometimes what I don't understand is what they call you, because you're very what they call camp.
Yeah,
that would be the right way to say it, right?
Gender dysmorphia, though.
Yeah.
So
what's that word?
Gender dysmorphia. It's my friends got
when they want to be a man or they want to be a woman.
when they go through, when they know in their heads and they can feel that they're a woman, but when they're actually a man, but they really want to change. When they really want to change, when you know you're in the wrong body.
Obviously, your friends that are like that, do they like men or women?
What my friend that's transitioning? My friend traditionally told me that he still likes guys, therefore he's gonna still.
So he's gay, but he wants to become a woman.
Yeah.
Now that to me
doesn't. He's got gender dysmorphia though.
So that just sounds.
It's this is what you know what one other thing that's confusing to me on this point. One other thing that's confusing people real quick is when you get like, for example, on the other side of it now you got lesbian girls that go out with girls that look like a guy.
They call them stuff.
I don't get that, because to me, what I genuinely believe the lesbian was a woman who liked women, who was attracted to women.
But there's different.
No. Hold on a second.
I don't get it.
There's different types of girls.
But that to me looks like, why don't you go out with a dude?
She don't want to. She don't like dudes.
No, and it's what.
That's like my friend. My friend's got a girlfriend.
You can't really fault him.
Just to finish this up, and I'm going to the next part. One thing I just wanted to, that's not trying to make you look like you can answer all the questions.
Yeah.
Which is wrong.
This is his own video, bro. This is his own video.
Yeah, 100%. And so my question is, do you know like the term itself, homophobia?
Yeah.
Right. What does it mean to you?
I thought when you've got a phobia of something, you can have a phobia of anything.
But what is homophobia itself? Forget phobia. What is homophobia? The word homophobia. How is it in conjunction to, what does it mean to you personally?
It means to me you cannot tolerate gay people.
Is that phobia then?
No, that's why
And when
That's why we're asking what it means to him.
And when you're scared of gay people.
No, but that's what, because you know,
You think people are scared of you?
I think so.
So then-
I think so. Not of me, but of my sexuality.
So if it's
I
a
think
fear
so.
thing, then why is it something that's used like against people? So if I'm, for example, no, I'm speaking for myself. I'm just speaking.
I'm putting my hand up in class
Just-
because I've got a really.
If I'm homophobia, for example, why should I then be pointed at and looked at as
What?
a thing?
As in like, but this is
Because I live
different.
there. No, it's not the media.
Do you know?
If I was at work and I
Or the way
stated
some
something,
people have.
no,
Yeah.
A theory.
literally how it is. Standard.
Okay.
If I was at work,
That's the terminology that they use.
if I was at work and I stated something and I said something, you know, that's wrong.
We call homophobia.
that's
These
not
labels make
homophobic.
it impossible to be
It's-
honest
it's-
about
On,
this stuff.
but this is the thing though. Now I'm gonna say now on that note, because you've got some people who have, that whole thing of, I don't want to be around a gay person because they might spread their gayness now.
No
Do you know?
one says that.
No, stop, no.
They do.
They're
They do.
ignorant people now, and
There
this
are
is
people that said that. There are
where
people
we
that
was
say
talking
that.
about fear, where I have that in conjunction. You know
There are
what I
people
think
that
that
say
is?
that.
Do you know what I think that is? That is, you see that person there? They know that they want their dick sucked by a man. I think they have gay feelings. No, hear me out. I think that they have gay feelings.
I know it's true because I know boys that you said it, but now
I don't know if you ever.
boys. Yes.
Real quick, I don't know if you've ever seen that movie Bad Santa, where the man comes up to my man and goes, "I'm not gay," and ends up attacking my man, and he turns out to be the gay guy. Do you know what I mean? But all right, there was another product. There was another topic that we was going to go into, innit?
Anyway, I
And
think this conversation is going to be.
we could be here all. We could be here all night.
He likes it, fam.
We could be here all night. But what is?
Questions, and we can't get all the information in one night.
What's that next?
Let's just think about something else now.
Go on.
Are you bringing me up?
All right, cool.
But what you said is true because that's happened.
I definitely believe, think that that's what it is. I think people, because even down to this no homo thing, okay, I'm gonna try to wrap this one up now real quick. Even that, it's like, do you feel scared of what you have to say every time? It's like, if I walk to the room and say, I never done it, I'm gonna look more suspicious. You know what I'm saying? And I think generally, there's a lot of people who are not able to address the feelings that they have in here. So they, fucking gay bastard, and then they'll come bully you around the corner and kiss you up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Anyway, it's bye from us at Bear Talks.
Really?
Oh, we
I'm
got,
Levi Pink, I was putting him in.
Alright.
yeah, she put Steve seconds. Alright, cool. Wayne Riley, and I'm out of there like I stole something.
Catch him.
Martin.
Play, aka Omar.
Anthony.
And that's the guys.